everyone. Wobbly Giraffe here. I wanted to go over one of the reasons I am very interested in the silver market, in particular, some companies in the silver market. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and talk a little bit about this. So here is the silver price over time, right? So 2012 to this year, 2021. And its price on the y-axis. Okay, so we can see early on, what is this, 2011, silver was about $42 per ounce, right? Trended down, hit a low, starting to go back up, right? And the current trend is we're entering a bull market. It's going to go much higher. People predict 50, 100, etc. amount per ounce. Okay. Now, one of the reasons I'm interested in the silver market is to see its effect on Mexico. I really like the Mexican silver mining companies. In particular, I really like SILV, Silver Crest Metals Inc., who is 100% in Mexican silver mines in the northern part of Mexico. Okay, so we have here Mexico's silver exports by year from 2012 to 2019. So 2020 isn't here, 2021 isn't here either, okay? And the reason this is important is we can see it follows the same sort of trend as the silver price, okay? We can see that here in 2012, it was, this is in billions of US dollars, it was $4.48 billion, okay? Well, silver here also was like in the 40s. They obviously were making more money for the country as a whole because silver prices were higher, right? If we could see it trends down here, trends flat. So if we kind of come here to 2016, just as an example, we can see it's quite a bit less at $2.41 billion. So 2016, and let's look here, 2016. Well, look at that, right? Silver's much lower. It trended down to about 13, roughly $14 an ounce, right? Well, you can see that that costs quite a bit of money to Mexico, right? Similarly, we can see here it's trending sideways, in a range. Here we can see it's also trending sideways. So what's going to be good about silver going up is the Mexican economy will be much better. The silver mining companies, the one that I like the most, Silvercrest Metals, seems to take care of the local workers. They have doctors in case mining accidents happen. They hire local from local villages. All around, I'm very impressed with the company for its efforts to include the local economy. And so as the price of silver goes up, they can hire more people. They can find mines in other villages in Mexico, hire those people. It's very much a positive chain of events or what have you, a positive cycle, right? I think silver is going to go very high. I think super conservative estimates are 50, 100. I've seen $500 an ounce be considered conservative. Interesting. And that very much will translate into higher wages for those workers and more value, right? And that has this net effect that because they have more income, they're going to spur more businesses elsewhere in Mexico, or at least elsewhere in their area of Mexico, right? And I think that we'll see a lot of super positive results for Mexico as a whole. And I think that's awesome. That's fantastic. So if we kind of took this trend line, right, to match this one, right, it looks the same shape. It comes to what we said, 2019. So we cut off here. Well, Mexican silver exports in billions of dollars already is going to be back up to probably somewhere between 2 and 3 based on the current price. Well, if silver goes to 50, 60, it's going to be $6 billion, $10 billion, a much more than this. And it's also going to be given through wages and other things to these local Mexican groups, right? Whether it's the workers in the mine, some of the farmers that own that land or the surrounding land, the doctors looking after them, their communities. I know Mexico also has some sort of value added tax. I'm not sure what the exact Mexican term was for it, because they called it something slightly different, but it's a value added tax, meaning Silvercrest is, and these other mining companies pay a little bit of taxes on their economic activity. Well, that means that the northern Mexican counties, I'm not sure what the term for those is, maybe it's counties, states, it's states, will have more taxes to develop, right, build new infrastructure, what have you. I know Mexico nationally has a value added tax that will probably give them some more taxes to try and build schools, build roads, really just try to start making Mexico even better. Okay. So I think that's pretty cool. And that's one of the reasons I'm invested in this company. They work solely in Mexico with fantastic silver mines. There's not a lot of downside in that play, especially since we see silver prices conservatively going to 30, 40, 50, $100. So that's fantastic. I think something to add here, that's a bit of a Debbie Downer, not for Silvercrest or Mexico as a whole. It's the unintended consequences, the suffering that was caused by JP Morgan in this. So JP Morgan and some other big banks, some located in Europe, JP Morgan's the biggest, was manipulating the price of silver down. They were essentially naked shorting, as some people call. I think there's a slightly different term for commodities, but to all extents and purposes, they were naked shorting and forcing the price of silver down. Well, I mean, it by and large has caused a lot of turmoil, unneeded, absolutely unneeded turmoil in the northern Mexican states, as well as for Mexico as a whole. I believe that precious metals, which silver is a part of, was a big part of the Mexican economy. So this is a real shame that the current situation is the way it is, but it looks like it's going to turn around and benefit investors in Silvercrest. Silvercrest is a company, their workers and teams and managers, and those local communities and Mexico as a whole. So I'm very happy to be invested in Silvercrest for this very reason. So just thought I'd throw that out there. I found that kind of interesting. Hopefully this has helped people see this in a new light, or just learn something about the situation, learn something about Mexico. So thank you very much for your time. Have a great one. Bye-bye.